5280 Sports Network on a Thursday, your morning minute. Nate Lundy, Shawn Drotar, thanks for swinging by and checking up with us on the news and notes going on around all of our favorite Colorado teams. Let's start with the Nuggets. Shawn, back-to-back wins on the road on back-to-back nights, something the team has not done. Kind of an encouraging sign after losing two of the first three coming out of the break.
Yeah, especially with the defensive effort. They were a little shorthanded. Jameer Nelson was ill. Jamal Murray gets to start at point guard. Didn't shoot that well, but they didn't seem to drop off a lot. The Nuggets defense, especially in the first half, was outstanding. They were hitting the boards hard. They were challenging every shot. That's the kind of effort that if I'm Michael Malone, I bring this game film back out and say, guys, look, just stick with your man. Make sure we're paying attention to defense. Don't fall for all the screens and the pick and rolls. And you can be pretty effective because the Nuggets team does have a lot of athleticism. If they can keep the focus on the defensive end, that's where they'll get the most growth. We know they have a bit of talent. We know they can score. It's defense that matters. And if they can play like that, they'll be okay. There was a lot to be excited about.
And I think the other thing to keep in mind out of it that I liked watching a back-to-back road win like that is, and we've brought this stat up a couple of times in the last 3 days, and that is that, remember, this team plays 8 of their final 11 games on the road. So to see an effort like that on the road becomes something you can tap into late in the season because, let's face it, there's going to be a little battle going on for that 8 seed. It's not going away anytime soon. And if this team wants that playoff experience, they're going to have to win those road games. Those could wind up being games in the final week and a half of the season that really matter. Really matter.
And if you're not going to win on the road, if you don't learn how to win on the road, then what's the point to going to the playoffs anyway? Because you're going to need to play half of those there. So there were positive signs. Again, it's important not to go over the board and say, wow, they're going to topple the Warriors if Kevin Durant doesn't come back in time. They're not at that stage. But about what this season's been about for the Nuggets, about understanding who they have, who they can go forward with, who plays well with whom on the court at the same time. That is progressing, and you saw a little bit of a baby step towards that last night. That kind of effort on the second night of a back-to-back. Actually, you know full well, even great teams don't necessarily give that effort. So that was a promising sign.
Speaking of baby steps, none were taken by the Avalanche yesterday at the trade deadline. A couple of minor league trades and trading away Jarome Iginla for a bag of donuts, which, by the way, I support. They needed to do that for Jarome Iginla, sending him to the Kings for a conditional pick that it really sounds like, based on the conditions, the Avalanche may never see that pick. So they did right by Jarome Iginla, which I completely support. A future Hall of Famer deserved to be able to get out from underneath the worst team in the NHL, and he'll go to the LA Kings and be a part of their run, where I think right now they sit a point out of the playoff standings in the NHL. So now, when it comes to the Avalanche, Shawn, the focus goes to two places. One, the summer, the expansion draft, and the potential trades that could happen there. But also, what kind of effort you see over the course of this final 7 weeks.
Right. We talk about effort with the Nuggets, and that's one of the things that's promising, even on back-to-back nights. The Avalanche really haven't been playing with effort since December, probably, and it shows. And when you run into that kind of scenario, it becomes very difficult to understand. It's probably not just one player. It's probably not just a coach. There's a bit of a rot in the locker room. And the Avalanche are going to have to find a way in the offseason to remove that. But you also don't want that to metastasize and get worse over the course of these final 21 games, where everybody is sort of used to throwing in the towel for half the season.
Yeah, right now it's mold in a petri dish, and it's growing exponentially. That's truly what's happening right now. There's a culture change that needs to happen over there, and it may involve the coach. It's certainly going to involve players. It's the only way they're going to get better and get back to the playoffs. So we'll sort of fast forward. We'll keep an eye on what happens with them, but at the same time, not much that can be done until we get to the summertime when they can pull off some of those trades. We hope you enjoy your Thursday. Great weather outside, and the weekend on the way. We'll be back with you tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. on Mile High Sports Radio, AM 1340, FM 1047, and of course all of the content at 5280sportsnetwork.com, milehighsports.com. Looking forward to a Friday with you tomorrow, but for now, he's Shawn, I'm Nate. We'll see you.